Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be looking at a new pair of pliers that I picked up off of Amazon, and this is from Tsunoda, and this is a brand from Japan. There are a couple brands that I purchased from Japan, and I have always been pleased with their quality of tools, their quality control, their fit and finish, all very impressive, Tsunoda being one of them. I buy a lot of Vessel as well, Engineer, but Tsunoda makes some really good stuff. So if you haven't checked them out, they make some really good products for the price. So we're going to be comparing this to my Snap-on slip joint pliers, as well as my great-grandfather's old Diamond Duluth slip joint pliers. So the reason I picked these up are because they're kind of unique, and I love the classic kind of old style look or design to it. Here you can see just some of the information. They're the 200 millimeter, which is roughly 8 inches. They do have a patent pending on this, which we'll go over that jaw design here in just a little bit. A little bit of information on the back. Unfortunately, I can't read a lot of this to you, so just keep in mind it does have a shear cutter. It has that jaw design that we'll talk about, the sizes that it's good for. This set actually does have a 3-position design, just like the Snap-on and the Icon knockoff of the Snap-on, but they do differ a little bit. These are not a complete knockoff like the Icons are. Then it just shows you the thicknesses as far as what the shear cutter is good for. And down here at the bottom you can see made in Japan. And I picked these up for $17, so they are quite affordable. Like I stated just a little bit ago, everything that I own that's been from Japan, made in Japan, has been very, very good quality tools. So I will continue to purchase from different brands and different styles of tools from Japan to show you guys until I come across something, I'm not pleased with. So with your standard slip joint design, the reason I have 4 other pairs of slip joints. Did I need these? No, I didn't, but I wanted them, so I bought them. The reason I'm comparing them to these is this is your standard style slip joints, been around for a long, long time. All metal construction. It's got that classic knurling on the handles, and then you got your standard 2-position slip joint, which is what you find on 98% of your slip joint pliers for larger fasteners or grabbing larger items. And like I said, these are my great-grandfathers. They've been around. I try not to use these, even though I don't think I could break them if I wanted to. And then Snap-on is known with their slip joints for that 3-position, but with their 3-position you kind of get like a triangle. It doesn't just go straight across. When you change positions, that middle position is up a little bit higher than the largest and smallest position. And with the Tsunodas, the 3 positions are just straight across, and it does move very nicely. The only thing I'll say is getting that middle position, because it's so easy to change positions, getting that middle one sometimes can kind of be a little bit trickier, but not anything hard or anything like that, just something worth noting. I'll just quickly show you the design of it, up close look. So there's that knurling on the handles, which I really, really enjoy. Just the classic design. You got a brushed chrome plating, and then up here it is polished, and you can see just the fit and finish on this. Made in Japan. The 3 positions there. There's the back side. Extremely clean. Flush on the back side. And then as far as the teeth, they are straight teeth. You have your larger open jaw down here at the base. Then you have just your standard straight teeth up here, and then you have a smooth spot right up there at the front. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this jaw design. If you look at this jaw design compared to any of the other slip joint pliers that you may have, and they're definitely different from any of the other slip joint pliers that I have, where you have your open jaw and then your teeth up front, and it's always just flush, straight, and then straight into the open jaw. You got your front teeth, and then straight into the open jaw. With the Tsunodas, they touch and then they progressively get further apart. So you're still able to grab things just fine. Let's say you're grabbing wires or a little cable or something. Like, you can still grab something just fine with that. But I thought that was a little bit of a weird design, but that's their patent jaw. And basically, when you open it up, instead of when you open up a standard pair of slip joints, you're basically creating a V. The further you open them up, the bigger the V gets. The bottoms are closer than the tops. Where with these, the more you open them up, the more flush they actually become. So when working with fasteners, I feel like this is actually going to be a huge improvement over grabbing fasteners. Whereas, like, if I were to grab this fastener, it's almost rotating on here because it's not grabbing the two sides flush. Same thing with the snap-on. Now obviously you can adjust your plier size, but with that V, since you're opening the pliers up, you're creating that V in there. Now I can adjust them to try and get a better bite on that fastener. But with these, as you open them, they become more flush. So you instantly grab those sides nice and flush on both sides. And then even dealing with this large fastener here, which this is a 23 millimeter fastener, so quite large. And obviously this is something that you would adjust for. I can go to that middle position, and you can see I almost have a flush bite on it. If I scoot it down a little bit, I got a really good bite on there. But your handles are, you know, a decent distance apart. So that's when you would switch to this large, and just look at that. Like, this is going to create a nice straight on grab on whatever you're working with, and just dropping that right in there. And then the handles are nice and close, not too close. They feel extremely durable. I will say one thing though. These handles come together. I'm not used to the handles being so close together. And that's at its standard position. I will say these are extremely low profile. If you're working in confined spaces, this is going to be fantastic. If you just look at these side by side, you can see the huge difference. The snap-on is a little bit longer, but just the overall width of the handles. Don't get me wrong, the snap-on feels great in the hand, but even in their closed position, they've always, if you have big bear paws, yeah, these are probably absolutely fantastic for you. But they've always felt like they have a decent distance between them, which I don't have a problem with the operation of these or anything like that. It's just a lot of my pliers aren't this close together, so when I grab these, like, I feel like my fist is almost closed. And at first I wasn't sure how I felt about that, but it's actually really comfortable. And then I can go and open up the jaws, and my hand isn't spread completely out trying to open the jaws up a decent distance. And with those three positions, you have a little bit more versatility there in order to really fine tune on whatever fastener to get the best bite. Even if it's not a fastener, a pipe, anything you're working with, you can really fine tune with those three positions. That's why I like the snap-on, and you don't see this design on many other pairs. That you have the Knipex twin grips, absolutely fantastic pair of slip joint pliers, except it has 5 locking positions. Absolutely love those. But if you're looking for something a little bit more traditional style, but with a little bit more versatility, I think these are absolutely fantastic. I think that jaw design with the ever so gradually getting wider, but as you open it, the jaws become more straight on or parallel to each other. I really enjoy that. The other thing that I really like is with the 3 positions being straight across, no matter what position you put it in, the fully open or closed or center position, the nose is parallel or straight across. Whereas with this kind of triangle design that you have here, when you put it in that middle position, it's going to take this one arm and it is going to lower it compared to the other arm, so it kind of offsets it. I just feel like this is a better design overall with the 3 positions just being straight across. Now I will say this one, it's a little bit tighter in its positions and you don't have a whole lot of movement. This one you don't have a whole lot of movement either. There's a little bit more, and that may be as to why it's so easy to move. It would be nice if it was a little bit stiffer, just to make sure that when I get to that second position, I'm not always overthrowing it into the third position. But overall, I'm extremely happy with these. I'll be throwing these in the work truck and using these over the next month. If you guys want an updated video on these to see how they're performing, please let me know. I'll gladly do an updated video on them. But once again, all the tools that I've used from Japan, high quality, high fit and finish, quality control is always great. The durability, I haven't had any issues with any of my Japan-made tools. So I'll be using these over the next month or so, specifically in my work truck, to see how they hold up, and then I can do an updated video for you guys. But once again, these are $17. I got them on Amazon. I've done an Amazon Tool Deals video where I've mentioned these and was really interested, so I decided to pick them up. And I really hope you guys enjoy it and got some good information out of this. Here's the part number on it, PLC 200U. I have mentioned Tsunoda quite a few times on my Amazon channel, and I don't know how many times I've looked at the Tsunoda pliers, and for the longest time I never saw these, and then out of nowhere I started seeing all sorts of them. They have like a 6-inch pair of these. They also have an ultra thin for just, it's like a third of the width of these pliers, so you can get into really tight spaces or work with, you know, smaller jam nuts, things like that. They have many different styles of this 3-position slip joint pliers, so a lot of versatility there and different options. But once again, I've looked at Tsunoda for a long time, never came across these, and then within the last 2 months I just started seeing them pop up more and more and more, and I was like, man, it's under $20. I like the design. It's worth at least checking out, especially since it's made in Japan. So please let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments on this set of pliers, or what you went with that you're really happy with. I will have these linked down in the description for you guys. Make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.